Good evening. Today we will be analyzing Nifty 50 market via Goodwill Wealth Management website. So first we will have to type in the URL column www.gwcindia.in. After that we will have to click on these three horizontal bars and we have to go to the market segment and click on equity option. So starting from the equity segment, we have this drop down feature from where you can see basically various other features in order to track the market. For the first option you have daily market tracker, then you have news, then you have corporate information and the actions taken by them. So starting with the equity in NSE market, we can see the opening price of the equity was 16,290.95 and the previous closing price, meaning yesterday it was 16,266.15. Today's high was 16,414.7 and the low was 16,185.75. So then we have advances and declines. So basically we have 756 companies which have been closed at a positive aspect, and we have 1239 companies which have been closed on a negative aspect. After that we can see the sectoral performance. So for the top performance we have the following indices, like at first we have Nifty Auto, then we have IT, then we have consumer, then we have MNC, and followed by we have at the last we have Nifty consumption. While the underperforming indices were like Nifty Metal, Nifty Commodities, Nifty PSE, Nifty Energy, and finally Nifty Pharma. After that, if we want to analyze the global market, so we have the global indices like USA, Germany, UK, and Japan. And if we want to analyze some more global indices, we can just click on this view all indices. So after that, we will see the stock market statistics. So basically, first we can see the top gainers. For the top gainers, we have the following companies, that is Mahindra & Mahindra, Maruti Suzuki, Hindustan Unilever, Larsen & Toubro, Asian Paints, and Wipro. And here we can see the last traded price. Here we can see the change in terms of rupees. Here we can see the change in terms of percentage. And here is the yesterday closing price, or we can just say the previous closing price. And this is today's low and high. That is 910 as the lowest for Mahindra & Mahindra, and high was 943.45. After that we can view more for just viewing more of the company in terms of top gainers. After that we can see the top losers. For top losers we have the companies like JSW Steel, Tata Steel, Divi's Lab, ONGC, Hindalco, and Ultratech, while the other columns were like totally same that I have already explained in the top gainers format. After that we have volume toppers. For that we have Tata Steel, NTPC, ITC, ONGC, JSW Steel, and ICICI Bank. So here we can see the volume in number of shares. So basically 27,388,346 were the amount of shares that have been traded in today's market. So for value toppers we have Tata Steel, Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, JSW Steel, and Maruti Suzuki, and these are basically values in lakhs. And after that we have some market details. From here we can see the recent block and recent bulk, while here we can see the yearly high and yearly low of the following companies that you can clearly see. So I'm not going to cover that. And from here you can just see the latest news. So for example, we can see on the May 23rd we had the following news. So after that we can come to next segment, that is commodities. So for commodities we have in multi commodity exchange we can select the symbol. I mean the commodities can be either aluminum, copper, cotton, or anything that you want to analyze. And from here we can select the expiry date. So talking about the gold, we had the opening price of rupees 51,050 and the previous closing price of gold was 50,829, while today's high for the gold was 51,147 and the low for gold was 50,897. Similarly, we can track the silver, crude, natural gas, and so on. And from here you can see the change in terms of percentage, that is 0.43% for gold obviously. Then after that we can see the stock market statistics and the symbols which have been in top gainers. Like for top gainers in terms of commodities, we have zinc and silver, and for top losers we have natural gas. And after that we can see the volume toppers. Like the volume toppers are silver and crude oil basically, and these are the expiry date, and these are volume, like number of shares basically. Then after that we can see the advances and decline in commodity market, and from here we can see the highs and lows basically. And from here you can get the news regarding to commodities, the pre-session, mid-session, and the session at the end, and some miscellaneous news from the commodity news. You can track that. After that we have derivatives. In NIFTY derivative we can clearly see that it started with around 16,231 and it closed at about 16,164.9 dated 26th May. After that, from here we can see the top gainers in derivative market and top losers, and top in terms of the volume and value. After that we have FII statistics, index options, stock futures and stock options, so you can get the information about these as well. These are put call ratio, and from here you can just see the derivative news. After that we have mutual funds. From here like in terms of equity we have these different time frame for a 1 month, for 6 months, and for a year. Like for a year we can have the returns of around 10.48% in automobile sector. For banking we have 0.4. For equity diversified we have 11.8. For FMCG we have 21.35, and for equity index we have 5.68%. These are debt, and these are basically the combination of equity and debt, that is known as hybrid, and these are basically the best scheme. So for the first we have Quant infrastructure fund direct growth with a net asset value of 21.49 and the rate of return of 7.73%. and if you want to see some other categories, then we can just click on this drop down menu and can look for any other option, and these are basically the time frames of those schemes. And here we can see the returns of the companies like Infotech, Pharma, Natural Gas, Media, and others. And from here you can see the news regarding the mutual funds. Then finally we will come on the IPO. These are basically the monthly returns of the IPO dated 23rd May. So for the prudent we have minus 17.29%. Life insurance we have around minus 13.93%. For life insurance we have minus 13.93%, and these are basically the different time frame for 2 months, 6 months, and a year. And after that we can look out for the upcoming IPOs. So for the upcoming IPOs we have Ether Industries with an issue size of around 709 to 808 crore, and the IPO was opened on the date of 24th May and it will close on around 26th May 2022 with offer price of around 610 to 642 crore. And these are the IPO that are currently in the market: eMudra, Global Secure, Rachna Infrastructure Limited, and these are the IPO that have already been closed. And these are basically the open IPOs that are eMudra Limited, Global Secure, Rachna Infrastructure Limited, and these are the IPO that have been basically closed already. So like Ethos Limited, Paradigm Phosphates, Delhi Valley, Venus Pipes, and Prudent Corporation. And from here you can get some news regarding the prospectus of these companies. So basically you can see, and at the end we can see the news related to the IPO. Like here you can see the eMudra IPO subscribed by 48% and furthermore. So you can contact us from the details given below via phone number, email address, or through WhatsApp. And that's all for today. Thank you.